when you want something bad, you have to be hungry for it. I say that really because I know that a lot of people have these big goals, these big dreams, big aspirations. And you know what? That's what you need. You need that. However, understand that you need to want it bad. A lot of people say, oh, that's just a saying, quote, whatever, the hard grind bros. It's like, I wouldn't consider myself a grind bro per se, but I am going to tell you that you do need to work hard. The whole fun maxing thing to succeed in everything, I don't believe that you can just fun max your way to it. You do have to hustle, you do have to grind, you do have to struggle, you do have to challenge yourself. All of that is necessary for you to succeed. Now, I'll say this. You will never beat somebody who wants it more than you. Look, whoever is hungry for it, and this, I feel like the one place where I always think about this is when it comes to people that create music or, well, really, yeah. A lot of the times it's like, oh, rappers were more hungry whenever they started, and then whenever they get big and you go back to their music, you're like, sometimes you're like, damn, they really did want it bad before. You could see they put a lot more effort and thought and really just wanted it bad, because to a certain degree, when you're the underdog, you have to really fight and claw your way to make it. Whereas once you have it all, you kind of become a little complacent. You still try. I'm not denying that you don't, but you become a little complacent. Having that hunger pushes you to levels that you probably would never understand. And I say this on top of everything. I know I say that. I say this a lot. I say a lot of things. Right now, I have Project 200 mile run in under 56 hours in late March. I have it in 2 weeks. And for that, I've had it in my mind for several years, but it's finally executing itself. Now, there's a lot of things that go into play for it. The loan, filming it, promoting it, trying to grow my brand to like get more eyes on it. I started going to hella run clubs and putting myself out there, spreading the word about Project 200. It's been a big old thing, and it's kept myself busy. I'm not gonna lie. I've kept myself busy doing that. But with Project 200, I have this goal in mind that I don't just want to be like a content creator. Now, of course, for majority of it, I will be a content creator. I wouldn't want to call myself an influencer. Maybe that's the better term. I'll be a content creator. I wouldn't want to be an influencer, but I'm kind of going to end up becoming it, because it's not something that you choose to be, it's something you become along the way. While doing all this, I kind of have to, there's a lot of stuff that I have to do on my own when it comes to video ideas, when it comes to simply ideas on what to do. So when I go to run clubs, of course that's a video idea, but at the same time it's more like a growth idea. And then I just use it as content, because you might as well. You're going to a run club, and then my content is running based, self-improvement based, all that jazz. So I might as well record it. But all of the ideas, the scheduling, the recording, and then the editing, all of that is done by myself. I don't have nobody to do it. The planning for Project 200, I had to figure it out. It took me an entire month. No, it took me a little less. It took me about 3 weeks to find somebody to film it. It took me way longer to even, try and get the money. And even right now, as I'm recording this, I'm about 2 weeks away from the run. I don't have the money. I'm trying my hardest to get this damn loan. It's a very stressful time, but you need to be hungry to still keep pushing forward. On top of that, I think the hardest aspect of all of this is the physical aspect. And I say that you need to be hungry because before I get to mine, let's talk about the Go One More Ultra, right? If y'all don't know, BPN, Bare Performance Nutrition, is this supplement brand owned by Nick Bare. Nick Bare was, I believe that Nick Bare very popular before BPN ever became popular. Now, I think that BPN now has outgrown Nick Bare a little bit, but it's owned by Nick Bare. Grew up watching him, not like John Cena, but like I've been watching him for, I would say, almost 10 years, about 7 years now. And during the Go One More Ultra, the last two finalists were Kim and Kendall. These two runners put it all on the line to the point where a storm happened, a heavy ass storm. and the race had to be stopped because the course wasn't runnable. They took them in, and then they became the two winners. Kendall's always like the hard mindset and everything, and you could go to his Instagram right now and you'll see just how determined this guy is. I mean, this man probably lives like he's the underdog, right? He has the David Goggins mentality where it's just go, 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 go. And then besides Kendall, there's an interview where Kim said, and even during the documentary, you can see that he talks, it was something along the lines of, have you ever seen death? Because he felt like death in the moment during the race, and he wasn't even near done yet. During an interview, Kim said that when he went to the race, he told everybody, because this is what he thought, he was willing to die before quitting, and that if he didn't die for that race, he either won or he died. And that's the mentality sometimes that you have to go into, especially for these hard things that you know will boost you all the way to the stratosphere. I say this, I bring this up because right now for Project 200, my legs aren't perfect. My legs don't feel the best. My legs, dare I say, are a little cooked. I've been dealing with injuries that came up very quietly after bumping up my mileage. It started with the IT band, but I fixed that. But, I still have to make sure that I keep that from flaring up every single time. So whenever I feel a slight flare up, I do the IT band exercises and all that jazz. Then I ended up getting strains. I got a strain first, then I got a metatarsal head injury, then I have another strain. That second strain has not left and it's still present. Now I'm slowly working it out and I'm able to run. The longest I've done was a 7-mile run straight, which was, I believe, this past week on Stay On Run Club on Tuesday. And then the most miles that I've done, it was cut between 3 different runs, which was more or less around 8 to 9 miles between 3 different run club events. That was last week. But the thing right now is that if I run too fast, my leg, it's the upper calf area on the outer side of the leg. It starts flaring up when I go fast. Now, I don't know how my leg is going to feel 2 weeks from now. I don't know how it's going to feel from now until the start line. But all I'm thinking right now, because keep in mind, I'm human. I still have fear that comes into my head. There's moments where I feel scared. There's moments where I'm driving to a run club and I'm a very shy person. So I get a bit of anxiety, especially when I go on my own to these run clubs. But when I start feeling that fear of like, damn, I have to talk to people and record and stuff, then the thoughts of, hey, your leg, what if it doesn't work out, right? These thoughts start creeping in a little bit. And like, I'm full transparency here. Sometimes I get scared that I'm gonna fail. I do. I'm not gonna lie. But personally speaking, and I can't go into all the details, but me and my family situation now hasn't always been the best. We've had our ups, we've had our downs. God has blessed us to be able to be in a comfortable position where even at our worst, we were still able to maintain ourselves, right? And not be in a horrible position. Now, right now, this is one of those things where very unexpected and everything's happening at once. I can't go into details, but it's a very stressful time for all of us. Me, my parents, and my brother. We're all literally helping each other out here, there. And then with Project 200 right around the corner, it's just everything is in my head, and then I still have to edit. I still want to keep reading and work on the ebooks and stuff. There's a lot of stuff, and it gets very stressful at times. And besides all of the business stuff, then the personal stuff with friends and my girlfriend, once again my family, like there's a lot of stuff that goes into play. With all that being said, I keep thinking to myself, this is do or die. And I tell everybody, the mind, and this is crazy. I don't know if this is good advice, but I know that it's advice worth taking. And if it's something where it comes to competition or pushing your limits, something physical, I think this might be the best mindset to go with. You need to be ready to die. I'm going to say that again. You need to be ready to die. Be ready to die for it. For this, I think without it, there is a chance that I might not succeed. Without throwing it all down for Project 200, there is a chance that I'll be one of those people that tried and didn't make it. Because there's so many people that try, but there's not enough people that push themselves to their limits, push themselves above and beyond. This is one of those times where I'm pushing above and beyond. But I know that if I fall short, there is a chance that a lot of it doesn't come out, right? I have to be willing to die for Project 200 because this isn't just about me anymore. It all relies on my success on this. So there's no option. There's no two choices. There's either you give it your all or you don't. I either give it my all and succeed, or I give it my all and die. That is all that there is to it. And there's no in between at this point. Financially speaking, career-wise, pridefully wise, everything is on the line. Everything is on the line for Project 200. This 200-mile run. I don't know what's going to happen, but I've got it in my head. And I'm not even just saying this just to speak out of my ass. I have felt pain before. I have ran marathons before. My leg just gave out at mile 8. And I finished it. This is 200 miles though. But I'm ready to tear my hamstring for it. I think, knock on wood, I wouldn't want it to happen. And God will be on my side, but God will decide what happens to my body. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to me. I think that I might tear a hamstring. I'm so dead ass. I think my hamstring is going to tear. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm going to give it my all because I want it that bad. When I say you have to be hungry, if you really want it that bad, I mean you have to. It has to feel like it's do or die. It has to feel like it's the third round of a 3-round boxing match. It has to feel like it's the final extra minutes of a soccer game. It has to feel like it's fourth quarter. It's the last minute. You have one final play. That's what it has to feel like. It's do or die. It's the championship bout. You're at WrestleMania. It's the main event and you're fighting. This is what it should feel like. It's do or die. Do it for yourself. Do it for your dreams. You have to really be fucking hungry for it. And you know what? Consider yourself the underdog because there's nothing wrong with that. Right now, I feel like the underdog because nobody knows the fuck. Who is this guy that's aiming to break this course record who just 2 years ago completely and utterly miserably failed this 200-mile attempt for the Texas Independence Relay, and now he's coming and trying to break the course record? Who is this guy? I have a lot on the line. A lot on the line. My brand relies on this, right? My personal brand. It all comes down to this. Personal brand. I think the biggest thing is financially because I'm putting everything on this. You ask anybody who knows me, I am betting on myself. All bets are on Brandon Aguilera. All bets are on me making this shit happen. And I mean quite literally. I am horrendously broke right now. Insanely broke. At a time where my family is now struggling to help. At a time where now my friends are struggling to help. Everything has gone up in prices. Shit has hit the fan for so many of the people around me. And I still can't get the loan, but I'm going to because God willing, God is helping me. He's guiding me. He's making everything work in the way that it has to. All in God's timing and all in God's plan. I have to succeed. And I want people to feel what I feel for this. Because this is a mindset that I believe can push you so fucking far. And I believe if you have this mindset, you will undoubtedly succeed, because there's enough in this world for all of us to succeed one way or another. It's just a matter that sometimes a lot of us don't push ourselves enough. We want something and we think we want it bad, and we think that we're really trying hard, but we're not intentionally putting steps somewhere else. You can try really hard, but you still need to do extra shit. For example, there's people that grind out videos left and right, but they don't have audio. They don't try fixing quality. They don't try fixing little details that could take you so far. Either because A, they're too lazy for it, B, they don't want to look more into it, they feel it's unnecessary, or C, they're too shy to put themselves out there like that. And if you really try hard enough and you push yourself, you do the things that you know will get you far, because I know dang well a lot of us know if we go to the gym, or we go to a run club, or we go to an event, or we meet new people, whatever the case may be, you're doing the extra step. You're taking the extra step there. You push yourself so hard. Things that a lot of people aren't willing to do. This is one of those things where I've gone to run clubs, I've recorded, I've put myself out there, I've grinded, I've done several things. The one thing that I think will push me all the way there is this 200 miler. And on top of all that, the reason why I also really want to do this, not only is it going to benefit me greatly, and that is amazing, right? Because at the end of the day, I want to make this my thing, my career, my job. But on top of that, I have so many things that I want to do, so many things that I want to provide, both to my family, to my loved ones, and to people that I don't know, but to charity and to help the world out. I need a platform, and that platform needs to make money. But I know that this is going to take me there. If it doesn't get me to the finish line, at least it gets me a bunch. If I feel like right now, this is the start line of the race. If it doesn't get me to the finish line, it gets me halfway. Or whatever the case may be, it'll get me so much more further in this thing. If nothing else, it gets me to the finish line, and then another race begins. At the end of the day, this is going to take me so fucking far, and I have to give my all to it. And I want y'all to think the same thing about whether it's your career, your dream, a side hustle that you want to turn into something, or whatever in between. Sports, whatever in between. Just push yourself. This is not a grind, hustle, stoicism, Andrew Tate. Nah. Push yourself, but be positive. Maintain a positive attitude. Believe that you can. And believe that you will. But push yourself so hard, because you know that you can do better. All right? That's it. Stay blessed. I don't know what episode of the podcast this is, but I know that it was taking me a while to put out the next episode. So I'm about to... I recorded this real quick. I'll put that out and everything so that I can have something out. It's been a busy week. For those that know me personally, you'll understand. It's been a very busy week. Even everything... started. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, but we keep going forward. We keep taking steps. We keep trying, and we keep showing up. If nothing else, the 1%. But yeah, that's it. Stay blessed. I love y'all. The Mastery Reps newsletter in the description down below. Also my link tree where you can find all of my socials and stuff. But on top of that, you can find discount links. Not really codes, but links that can get you discounts on certain things. More videos coming out soon. I need to work on the videos. But yeah, that's it. Stay blessed. I love you. Podcast on all platforms too. I just want to let y'all know that. Okay, that's it. Stay blessed. Bye.